Yeah, he's very uninvested. He's uninvolved. Clearly, because he's a freeloader. I mean, he seems to be a freeloader to me. He's really relying on his brothers to provide all the resources for this big, fancy, extended family overseas vacation.
Okay, so that is why I think maybe he's a history teacher, because I think when I think of like public school teachers, probably don't get paid all that much. I mean, Pete and Rob are both pretty well off. And so, like, I wonder if he's always a freeloader or if he's just a freeloader around his brothers because he knows they have money. And so that's his vacation, is let me just go hang out with my rich brothers and get them to pay for everything and just unapologetically say, no, I'm not going to pay for any part of this. And you can also see you see on the plane, like, he's never been in first class before. He's just marveling at everything. He asks for champagne the second he steps onto the plane.
Yes.
And then as soon as they bring it to him, he tries to steal the salt shakers because they're made of crystal. Like, what is he going to do?
He's enterprising. I'll give him that, right? He's like, if he thinks it's valuable, maybe he thinks he can get something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a fence back in Ohio that can...
Okay. So if he's got a fence, I'm thinking Toledo.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, if he teaches in the public school system in Toledo,
yeah,
he'd probably be a cranky bastard.
Yeah. The pizza scene, Uncle Frank gets, I don't know, scary in terms of, like, if you're a kid and you're
right. Frank ends the conversation. There's all this chaos going on in the kitchen, and then Frank gets angry.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
And you can hear a pin drop in the kitchen.
Yeah, that whole scene, it like you said, it's just chaos. And then the whole argument's happening. Kevin's trying to make his case for why it's not all his fault. And it really isn't all his fault. I mean,
it's not.
He's got a good reason for being upset, but he's just created...
He ate all the cheese pizza on purpose. He knows I hate sausage and olives and onions.
And then, everything goes to silence. I also love that all of this is happening, and Frank, when he looks up, he seems completely oblivious to the fact that an argument's been going on. All he seems to focus on is that his pants are just splashed with Pepsi. One little detail there that I really love. So the shot tilts up from the plate, and you'll notice that in one of the plates, there's just a little pizza crust spinning in a pool of Pepsi. Like, somebody working on the set had to, like, just before they started rolling, tap that little piece of pizza so that it was still spinning when they tilted up.
That's real dedicated art department, right? So that's really someone who's like, spin the pizza crust, jump off screen, so you still have movement.
I feel like if Frank hadn't gotten that mad, maybe Kevin would have just ended up sleeping somewhere else.
Right. Or this house is so chaotic anyway. This is really the first moment of silence that you've heard in the McAllister household.
Yeah.
It's because it's just been constant din up to this point. So maybe had Frank not interjected so angrily with such finality, maybe that argument would have just, ballooned into something else. But this really is like all of the attention is suddenly on Kevin and he's forced to go upstairs.
Yeah.
And then the power goes out.
Yeah.
So Frank really does, in his own way, allow for Kevin to be stuck home alone. And then he doesn't care at all.
Horrible. Just horrible.
And then Frank with the famous line,
If it makes you feel any better, I forgot my reading glasses.
Yeah.
And I think that's so telling of Frank too, where he thinks that's an equivalent. He's like, oh, well, we all forget something.
Yeah,
right?
I do think
it's not. There's no ounce of Frank acknowledging that Kate might be worried about her son. He's just like, oh, it's just like points on the scoreboard, like nobody's perfect sort of thing.